When women dare to fully be themselves, to rise up as the divine beings they are, to operate in their magic, their sexuality, their power, they are always labeled one thing: wicked.
Wicked is a podcast for women who dare to walk in their true identity, power, and magic. Who go against societal culture of being seen and not heard. Who are the black sheep and powerhouses the structure tries to defeat. And here is your shepherd leading you astray, Mystic.
All right, ladies, before we get started in this episode, I want to say that I originally had recorded this episode over video because I was going to release my first video podcast, and I was so excited about it. It took me 2 whole hours to get Zion asleep, to record it over video and to set everything up. And for some reason, the video did not record, the audio only. So what you're about to hear was originally done on video. So, yeah. But without further ado, here is the episode that I recorded. It's still pretty good. I do wish you guys could have watched, but for now, you'll have to listen until next week. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Wicked. I'm really excited to start actually recording these podcasts on video. That way I can upload them to YouTube. And a lot of you have actually been requesting this. So here we go. Here is our first run at it. So for today's topic, I actually want to talk about changing our life. And this is really important for the time period that we're in right now, because so many of us are trying to leave an old reality that doesn't exist anymore. And we know that this reality doesn't exist anymore because it feels so uncomfortable right now. And when you are in a place of discomfort, you know that you need to change. The only way the gods, the universe, whatever it is you believe, can get you to change is if you're in a place of discomfort. The gods will give you gold when they want you to remain the same and they don't want you to do any kind of elevation. Because why would you move from a place that is abundant? You wouldn't. But when there's a leveling up that needs to happen, this is going to require you to feel very uncomfortable where you're at, because that's how it gets you to change. He, she, the goddess, whatever you want to call it. That's how the goddess gets you to change. Who you are right now is the person who got you the life that you currently have. This may be good, this may be bad, but right now, if you are still watching this, listening to this, you're feeling a certain type of way and you want change. It's why you're here still listening. And you probably have dreams of something. Maybe you are a female entrepreneur and you're trying to start a business, or maybe you are, I don't know, you've been in a bunch of shitty relationships. You want to get in a healthy one. Like whatever it is, you may have big dreams for your life. But what you need to know is that the person you are right now is not the person that is going to give you that life. If that were the case, you would have the life right now. The reality that you are currently experiencing is because of who you are in this very moment. And maybe that is a little bit hard to understand or even accept, but it's the truth. And when this discomfort starts entering because you're asking for a level up or an upgrade and you're wanting change, you have to change self first. And this is no easy task because who you are right now is safe. And who you are right now has done a great job protecting you. But inside all of these little boundary walls of protection that you have put up, you are now stuck in a prison. And this prison is the current matrix that you are in. Now, each one of you has your own individual matrix that you are in charge of. There is no crashing the matrix. I get so I want to stab my eardrums out at some of this shit, okay? Those of you that are in my spiritual programs, are in the coven, y'all know me when it comes to this. Where are you going? This whole idea of crash the matrix and ascend to 5D is just escapism rewrapped up. You might as well go back to the Christian church and pray for the rapture, okay? Nobody's coming to save you. There is no crashing the matrix. The word matrix itself comes from the root word of matriarchy. And that's where all these terms, even when you say Maya, it still comes from Ma. It's the root word for the feminine, because this reality is Shakti. It is the divine feminine. It is Gaia. It is Mother Earth. When you start talking about crashing the matrix and getting out of this and oh, I hate this world and you know, bitch about your incarnation and all this stuff, you are essentially rejecting the goddess. And I can get into this really deeply because I also don't believe in the mentalities that have to do with rejecting things of the earth in order to be holy. Because to me, that makes no sense, because again, you're rejecting the goddess. We are here as women to embody the goddess. What does that look like? Oh, we can get really deep into this. It'd be like a 3-hour podcast. But that is actually your responsibility as a woman here, is actually to figure out how that goddess manifests through you, and then bring that into existence, to birth that into existence. There is no, well, that's too feminine, that's not feminine. If you want to be a boss bitch and work your own job, or you want to climb a corporate ladder if you want to do that, hell yeah. You can go off and be a ninja if you want. That doesn't mean you're not feminine. Feminine isn't the painted nails and the makeup. That's not feminine. Femininity has so many different expressions at so many different times. There's many different aspects. That's why there's so many goddesses in all the different religions. Our whole problem here in the West is that we are monotheistic. And the Abrahamic religions, the base of that, is absent of the female. It actually condemns it and puts it down. And all they are doing is condemning and putting down Earth. They are rejecting a whole aspect of humanity. And because of this, here in the West, we have a very hard time tapping into, well, what the hell is femininity then? And so we're trying different things on for size, but what we're forgetting is that we are part of a one giant female collective, and we are all a different slice of how femininity can represent itself. Being that the matrix, the earth, is the feminine energy, like think about it. We as women birth creation. Nothing exists without us. Any type of creativity a man experiences and even brings something material into this world, that can only happen with permission of Shakti, with permission of the divine feminine. We as women bring whole humans, spirit, soul, body. We are portals. We carry around that portal inside of us. And we are able to birth entire realities. So our connection to the matrix is actually much thicker than that of a masculine. And simply because of that, I believe it is our responsibility to be even more in tune with that energy. And the more in tune we are to that energy, we become more in tune to our own self. And it will begin to awaken you to your own divine energy inside of you, however that needs to be expressed. And it will change over time. It will change from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed at night. It will change every 2.5 days when the moon changes signs. And it will change as years pass. It will change when you go from maiden to mother to crone. But if we can step into that responsibility, we can start making some serious changes. And you start with your own life first. You don't have to go all huge, like you want to be some kind of like global thing. You know, you don't have to worry about the collective. You focus on self, the collective will follow. And this is actually happening. And you can see that because the world is starting to shift and women are starting to wake up, and they're rejecting a lot of the things that have been taught to us through the generations. There's a period right now of discomfort that's happening. And you have to work through this. This takes some ultimate shadow work because it's layered, it's generational, and it's heavy. You're going to have to face a lot of fears. Lots. But as you start facing those fears and you start stepping out more and more, you will begin to change. And you will start healing that ancestral line before you. And you will start making something better for the generations ahead of you. And like I always say, my ceiling is going to be my children's floor. So I have a fucking skyscraper in my head because that's where I want my children launching from. That's where I want future generations launching from. Nothing is going to get in my way of building that skyscraper unless it's me. And I don't plan on getting in my way. Sometimes I do, but I don't plan on it. You have an idea. You have something that you want. It could be small scale. It could be like, I just want to, start my own business, sell products at a farmer's market. It could be that. It could be you want a homestead. You want to just like raise kids on a farm, or maybe you don't want kids. Maybe you just want to raise chickens and goats. That's cool. Maybe you do one day want to be making impact in other people's lives. Maybe you feel like you are playing some role in healing people. Whatever it is, it could be small scale, large scale, big impact. It only impacts you and your family. Doesn't matter. Who you are now is not the woman who has the thing that you want, or else you would already have it. There is a whole different identity that needs to be had. Now, your matrix is made up of laws. Now, I'm going to get back to the identity thing in a minute. The whole matrix you operate in right now is made up of a bunch of laws. You've created the laws. You've accepted them as truths. A lot of these laws are for your own safety, right? Like you have to wear a seatbelt. That's a societal law, right? You have to wear a seatbelt. It's for your own safety. You are not allowed to have alcohol and drive. It's for your own safety. It's a law. You have laws like this inside your head where maybe you were acting a certain way and you were loud as a little girl and you kept getting reprimanded for it, or you got spanked for it and sent to your room. Okay, law created. When I use my voice or I express myself, I get punished. Let me stop doing that. Many of these laws are put into place through how we were raised. I'm not here to parent shame. How we were raised, the culture in which we were raised, the whole societal structure in which we were raised, and the religion that was chosen for us as children that we grew up in until we wanted to rebel against it. And maybe some of you are still trying, and that's why you're here with your dark shepherd letting me lead you astray. I will help you find your voice. I will set you free. Just follow the path. Come on. All of those laws that you started making were all for your own safety. And now you got this nice little cozy place that you're like, okay, I'm safe if I behave like this. And guess what that has now become? Your identity. It is the identity that you are now acting out of. It's something that was constructed over time for your own safety. And lo and behold, you are starting to discover that you are in a prison because of it. Because, hon, who is benefiting from your voice being small? Who benefits from you not making noise? It's not you. You think it's you because you're being the quiet, good girl, the one who self-sacrifices, the one who puts everybody else first. Society praises you for that. Family praises you for that. Religion absolutely praises you for that. Oh, she's such a good wife. Look at everything she does for her husband. She's the behind the scenes bitch that runs everything, that does all the bookkeeping and the appointments while he's off doing his thing. She's such a good mom. She gives up everything for those kids. You are literally praised to be a doormat. You are praised when you have nothing, and you are praised when you have no needs. So much so that we think self-care is taking a bath. Basic hygiene, we are labeling as self-care. So now that you have this good girl identity and this quiet identity, the one that's never going to get scolded, you are going through life like this. And that life has limits. And the dreams and hopes that you have for your life are outside of those prison walls that you are staying in for safety. The only one that has the key to release you is you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is going to come unlock that door. You are the only one with the key. That door may even be open, but you're scared to walk out of it because it's nice in there. Nobody is going to point their finger in your face or tell you to shut the fuck up. You are not even actually afraid of what you think you are. You think, so maybe, I work a lot with the girls in the coven on this with like posting online, and a lot of people have this thing with like, they're afraid for their face to be seen online. I feel like 9 out of 10 women struggle with this. You are not actually afraid to be seen, number one. You are not actually afraid of user 9978 telling you something bad, like the troll that says, you're ugly, or like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, poser. You don't even know that person. They don't even have an image. You don't even know them. Like, why would you be afraid of a nobody who you're never going to meet? Why would you be afraid of that? You're not. You're not even afraid of the statement that they put there. You're not afraid of the person. You're not afraid of the statement. You're not afraid of the words. They're just words. Do you know what you're afraid of? The feeling that arises in you when you read the comment or when you hear somebody say something to you. You don't want to deal with that emotion that you feel. It could be abandonment. It could be just that feeling of rejection. It could bring you back to how you felt when you were in first grade and somebody made fun of you for something. These are all traumas that stay with us, and we don't like feeling that way. So all you're doing is staying in that cage to avoid feeling. You don't want to feel something. All of us are afraid to feel, especially because we are taught that you are supposed to feel happy and okay all the fucking time, especially as a woman, because if you didn't do that before, you were heavily medicated, still are today. You were given lobotomies. You were labeled with hysteria. You had to be perfectly in a specific self-expression all the time, perfectly kept, hair perfectly kept, clothes perfectly kept, house perfectly kept, or else. And we carry that burden with us today. And it manifests with the fear of our own emotions. When you strip all that down, though, and you're like the raw, the feral feminine, you will find out you are not afraid of your emotion. The masculine that is afraid of the feminine emotion because they don't know what to do with it. And the other women who you are triggering because they know deep down they want to be raw like that, but they are still in their cage. I don't blame them for that. We all used to be there at some point. But now it's time to set yourself free. How do you do that? See, all of that, that's all deep shadow work. It's why I created my little 7-day challenge just to go through, get yourself involved in that. We do shadow work every day in the coven pretty much. That's all we're doing. That's what I do. I'm a shadow worker. All those things you're afraid to feel, when you expose yourself to it, and you can do it through meditation, you can do it. There's different ways to do it. That's what I teach in the challenge. you'll free yourself from it because you're not afraid of it anymore. I call them your demons. You'll start to love your demons. You'll meet each and every one of them and lick their faces and no longer be scared. And in that moment, when you make peace with all of your demons, we're not trying to heal them. You ain't trying to cast them out. They're actually a part of your superpower. But when you actually can look at them eye to eye and you're good with it, you're good that you have demons in you, what happens? You become your own devil. That means you're ruler over your own hell. And when you do that, nobody's going to stop you from doing anything. Nobody's going to any troll can show up and say shit to you and you will laugh because you've already met that inner demon inside that talks to you like that. Because that's what it is. It's just triggering your own inner voice of something that you falsely believe about yourself. I don't know. It's not going to have the same rulership over you anymore. And that's some potent shit. That's some potent shit. So let's bring it back and start talking about the identity, because this also is a part of your identity. That's your unconscious mind. That's your shadow self. That's your demoness, whatever you want to call it. And the challenge, I tell you to name her. And you can hop in and out of this, but we're not gonna get into that. Your life, the one that you want, the one that, I don't know, you're financially abundant, you have an amazing partner, you ain't stressed, you're laughing, you're able to let loose. Maybe you like to go out dancing, like you want to take salsa classes. I don't even know. I'm not a dancer, but I feel like everybody always says that. Maybe you want to take ballet. Like, I've always wanted to take ballet. Or maybe you want to like learn jujitsu. I don't know, whatever it is. And that's all. And like, that's how you like envision it. Like, these are all the things that I want to do. Write it out. Do that for me. This is a good exercise. Okay. I want you to write out what your perfect life is. You're healthy. You are fit. You get specific. How much money? Where you live in? What's your house look like? Like, detail. What kind of furniture does it have? You know, kind of like a vision board, kind of not. What are you doing for work? How many hours a week do you work? Are you a slave to your phone? Part of my manifestation is to not have a smartphone. What is it? You know, maybe you want to start a podcast. Maybe I want to have a whole team of people helping me with my podcast, right? That's on mine. What is the dream? What is it? Write it all out in detail. Step 2. Who is the woman that has that life? Hint, it's not you. Sorry to break it to you. It is not you. Like I said earlier, if it was, you would have that life, but you don't. The woman you are right now is giving you the life that you currently have. So take a minute. How is she acting? She's showing up. She's confident. Describe her. Maybe you've always wanted purple hair. I used to have candy apple red dreadlocks. A lot of y'all know me from that time period. 20 years I had them. Maybe she dresses completely different from how you're dressing right now. What are her behaviors? If you want to have your own business, you know, this is the day and age you got to have social media. So it's not somebody who's hiding. That's for sure. Is she outspoken? How does she behave? Some of you, this may take a minute to actually go through this. And again, bring up the personality traits that you want too. She's funny. She laughs all the time. She's lighthearted. She's whatever. When you're done with that, read over the list, because that's your true self, honey. That's you before all the laws. That's the highest, best version of you. That list right there, you don't even need to keep going back to the other list. I mean, you can go to remind yourself of what it is you're working towards. It'll change over time anyway. But that identity is your true self. And you need to carry that with you. Now, I used to carry mine around in my car. I used to put it in my, what's it called, where you put your drinks in the cup holder. And at every red light, I would stop and read it to remind myself who the fuck I was. Because when I was going through a significant change in my life, I knew who I was is not the woman that I truly am. And that I was suppressed from years of abusive relationships. Some of them I didn't even realize were abusive until after. And just conditioning different things from growing up. No hate on my parents. Religion, telling me all kinds of bullshit. And I was like, this all has to go. When you read that list, start acting like that now. Because as you remind yourself, even the little things, easygoing, lighthearted, and funny, start making jokes then. Start being lighthearted now. The reason you're not is because you're afraid to be. Because there's a law somewhere in your mind telling you, no, don't act like that. When you do, there's a consequence. So you have to start consciously choosing those new behaviors. And as you do over time, you will start becoming a new woman. And over time, your reality will start shifting accordingly. Because you have your own matrix. And how you act, behave, and believe creates that matrix. And this is even more so for you because you're a woman. You are in charge of creation. Now, when you start doing stuff like this, change is inevitable. And this is where a lot of people get fucked up. Because humans don't like change. Especially us industrialized humans. Hate it. I mean, you can buy strawberries all year round where we live because we have grocery stores. There is a surplus of meat at all times. They'll lead you to believe that we're entering into some kind of we're scarce on eggs and they got to be $12. That's bullshit. Record high profits all these grocery stores are making, okay? We have an overconsumption problem in this country. The average American consumes 4,000 calories. We should be consuming about 2,000. So we'll be okay. All right. We live in such an abundant society, yet all of us have this view of non-abundance because what is fed to us. So we are all in survival mode, thinking we're barely surviving. We don't know. The reason I brought this up was because we don't know change because we are that out of touch with seasons. We don't know that strawberries are only available one time a year, that apples are only available one time a year, and then they go bye-bye unless you can them. We're like, no, apples all year. And if the store's out of apples, everybody has a fucking heart attack. Where are the Honeycrisp? If we were more in tune with cycles like this, we would understand change in cycles in our own life. And when you start wanting to manifest something bigger and better, guess what? If you want that new life, guess which life has to go bye-bye? The current one you're in. If you want to become your true, authentic self, because she is the one who owns and experiences that life, guess who has to go bye-bye? You. How you are now has to go bye-bye. It's just a fake identity. It's a mask you're wearing. Bye-bye. But that's painful as fuck. And this is where people turn around and circle back. And this is why most people never actually experience the change that they want. This is why most people will switch out the people and places in their life, but somehow end up in the same exact life. How is it that you date somebody, break up with them because they're a narcissist, get into a new relationship, and 6 months in, they are somehow acting just like your ex. Why is it that you get a job, hate that job, quit that job, get a new job, within 6 months, new job is old job? Somehow it's like they copy pasted the fucking employees and boss at the new job with different faces. People trick themselves into thinking that they are changing, but they're not. They're staying in a comfort zone because they themselves haven't changed. The only way you are going to get yourself into a new life is if you change you. You cannot do that without shadow work. You cannot do that without going into your own hell and looking at these laws that you've created, to look at your own inner demons and to integrate with this and make peace with it. One of the things that I have told all my girls in any of my programs, I ain't here to help you heal. You ain't even here to heal yourself. I know. What am I saying? Some of y'all are like, what? There's something better than healing. Healing will be a byproduct of this, and that's 100% self-acceptance. To have 100% self-acceptance means that there is no more duality inside of you. That is the highest form of self-love you will ever achieve. You will unite and integrate with all the things that you secretly hate about yourself. All the things that you hate about yourself are all the things that you think other people are going to make fun of you for, that keeps you in your cage, or all the things that you think people are going to yell at you for and keep you in your cage. Those are all the things that you hate about yourself. But when you have 100% self-acceptance with that and you integrate it, ain't nobody going to tell you shit. Because that is the highest level of self-love. You will not have inner conflict. Sure, it will come up from time to time. Nobody's perfect. But when you do that, that's what will set you free. That's what will put you into this new identity, which is true identity. That's how you begin to act in authenticity. And that's what the world needs from women right now. A lot of things that I'm seeing on the internet, scary. I'm not one to put down women ever. Everybody's in their own path. But I can see where there's like a hole in the collective of females, and it's being spoon-fed ridiculous lies and calling it authenticity when it's not. It's just more fake. A lot of it is patriarchy rewrapped with a bow on it and handed back to us, and it's accepted in as like the new femininity. And it's not. Still just patriarchy. I'm not going to get into that. We're almost wrapping up the show right now. This isn't easy work, because what ends up happening is when you start acting new self, old life doesn't work anymore. Old life begins to crumble and crash. That's scary. What happens when you start acting like the new woman and the man you have at home don't like that? He likes old woman better. You're now faced with something. Do I let this relationship go, or do I stay? Because I don't want to go through the heartbreak. I don't want to go through all the layers it takes to break up, to get divorced, whatever it is. Or do you want to keep being true to self? See, you were taught to never choose you. That's been ingrained in you since a child, to never choose you. So now you have a really big choice. Are you going to choose you? Are you willing to walk on the hot coals of heartbreak to get to the true self? How about losing your job? Because little Miss Ma'am over here, who runs and gets everybody's coffee and, is the do-goody, is the yes sir of the office, suddenly ain't the yes sir of the office anymore. Now she shows up with a voice of authority. Boss man don't like that. Now what? Now what? Now you have to choose career, money, or self. Do you have the courage for that in between when you are walking on hot fucking coals, when it's crashing and you're losing money and you don't have anything, in hopes that you're going more towards the true self with the better income and the better life? See, it's hard to do that because it's unknown. I don't know if I'm going to find another lover. I don't know if I'm going to find another job. I don't know, because you can't see ahead of you. It's unknown and it's scary. But you still got to make the choice. This is where I have my own spiritual team of I be trusting. I don't know how you do this outside of spirituality. I really don't. I don't even know how to advise you in that. I'm thick in it, as y'all know. So it's easy for me to, rely on my spiritual team and just be like, I trust that XYZ is going to come through. And I just keep going and I just keep going. I'll eventually one day tell you guys my whole story on an episode. We'll do a story time, just not the time right now. So in order to have the life you want, in order to experience heaven, bliss, whatever it is, which is all a here and now thing, you have to be willing to walk in hell. There's an in-between. There's the life you have right now as the person you are right now. And then there's hell. And then when you make it through that, there's heaven on the other side. And that's why people turn around. They can't do the change. But you have to be willing to put yourself on the sacrificial altar. And just know that the you you're putting on that altar isn't really the true you anyway. It's the one that has been handed to you over time. It's the one that plays it safe. It's the one that's in the jail cell. If you want to break yourself free, you're going to have to collapse your old self. You're going to have to collapse your old life. It can't be one or the other. Old self manifests current life. New self manifests new life. And you have to choose. You're not going to get anywhere in life being a self-sacrificing woman that just stays behind the scenes and does the goody two-shoes thing. If that's what you're choosing because that's what you want, that's fine. I'm not saying that you can't do that. But I know if you're a woman who's been listening to Wicked long enough, there's something that keeps you coming back here. Maybe you're not a sheep. Maybe you want to be led astray. Maybe you want something for yourself. Maybe you want something more than what was given to you, handed to you. Maybe you're ready to break all the laws that you have in your head that is creating your current matrix. It's like a little computer program. It's code. It's all in your head. And that's how you perceive reality. We are all walking around the same earth. We are all just perceiving it different based on the laws in our head. Are you willing to crash out? I did it. It was one hell of a crash. But that's why I'm so good at shadow work. I had a very prolonged process because I'm a shadow worker. I don't read books or take a Udemy certification or some weekend long retreat and then I have a certification and I'm going to put it in my IG bio and get a business card. No. I learned everything I know because I fucking go through it. And I lived the experience and got myself out of it and now can help other people. I make real medicine. I'm very hands-on with my work. Anyway, try it. Try what I've said in here. It's time to set yourself free, woman. How long can you go on just and mediocrity. You were never meant for that. You can choose to be whatever the fuck you want in this life. Whatever it is you want. There's no like you can, and people get mad when I say this. You don't have a purpose. But I feel so called to whatever. That's great. That's what you're choosing based on your life experience. Go and fucking choose that and choose it with all your might. But there's nothing that's going to force you to go do it. The universe isn't calling you to something, and so now it's going to put everything in alignment so you can go and be that and do that. What you feel in your heart you're called to is because you want that. So now, guess what? All of the responsibility of that is on you. So go fucking do it. Go. And if that's what you're choosing, the energies will support that because you're making the choice to go for it. Go do it. Liberate yourself from this shit. Stop trying to stand in a certain line and be a certain way. Fuck all of that. Go be you. The true self, the one that you just put on that list. If you want to experience life a certain way, if you want to change the world, if you want to help women, if you want to help children, whatever it is you want to do, you're not going to do it thinking that the universe is going to magically send somebody to come and, I don't know, align something to come put you in a position. It's going to require you to fucking go out and do it. Have this. If you want something like that, a sign from the universe, use this podcast as that. This episode right now that you're listening to is your sign to go fucking do something about it. Take those first steps, which is taking the steps out of that cage. Unlock the fucking door. Some of you have already unlocked the door, but you're standing in the doorway. Like, dare I step my foot out of this? Do it. It's not actually safer in that cage. It's not. When you're at that prison will eventually expire. And what if someone come and rushed your prison? You ain't got nowhere to run. It's an illusion. Go free yourself. Go do the thing that you know you want to do. Just go fucking do it. Try the exercises. If you want deeper work with this, I'll put it in the show notes. I have my 7-day challenge. If you want to get like way deep about alchemy, which I didn't even touch on in here, I do have my full, I think it's like a 45-hour course. It's insane. I have that available too. I have one-on-one mentoring, and you can always join us in the Coven. We're a great group of ladies. We all support each other through this kind of shit. I teach on there live 3 days a week. We get into the nitty-gritty. It's amazing. All right, you guys, that is this week's episode. I'm going to keep doing videos. I'm hoping to get into a flow here so I can be putting these out more. I love you guys, and always remember, stay wicked. Want to be part of an online community filled with other badass women supporting each other on their wicked journey? Check out my online community, the Wise Woman Network. We have classes, courses, online community meetings, and more. Activate that sleeping goddess within and unleash your divine power. Join me today on a free trial to all my listeners. Link is in the show notes. I'll see you there.